here at Rose Hill Cemetery in Matawan, New Jersey, back again for another visit. But joining me, we have our historical advisor for Haunted Travels, Tom Burke, president of the New Jersey Civil War Heritage Association. He knows a lot about Matawan history, a lot about the history of the cemetery, and he is going to tell us a little bit about both the history here and some of the different legends that have sprung up over the years. So, Tom, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Greg. Well, we're here today in Rose Hill, as Greg said. This is listed as Weird New Jersey, is one of the 10 most haunted places in the state, and that comes for good reason. This cemetery has been around since the early 1800s, and it was a cemetery long before then. It's town rumored that up on the top of the hill that this was a Lenni Lenape burial ground. Also, Captain Kidd used the charter oak, which once stood atop this hill, as a navigation point when coming into the Matawan Creek. Matawan Creek, as it sits today, is just a shadow of its former self. It used to be a major shipping line. It used to be about as wide as the Navesink or Shrewsbury rivers in its heyday before the railroad came through. Behind me here, we have the graves of two Civil War veterans. This is David and William Provost. They were both in the 14th New Jersey, Company H. William Provost, the older brother, was a sergeant, and his younger brother, William, was a drummer boy and then became a private. William Provost was killed at the Battle of Cold Harbor in General Grant's valiant charge on June 4th, 1864. His brother William stepped up and took his position as the sergeant in the company after his death, and unfortunately he was killed at the Battle of Monocacy on July 10th, 6 weeks later. Quartermaster in the 13th New Jersey. He was a lawyer practicing in Newark and enlisted in the 13th New Jersey. That was the home regiment for that area, and he's interred here. He stayed with the 13th the entire war, Sherman's March to the Sea, Battle of Gettysburg. 13th was an interesting regiment in that they never had any downtime. Most regiments left the state and they would go camp on the front lawn of the Capitol building or someplace, one of the fortresses outside of Washington. They were in service about 20 days, and they were pushed into the Battle of Antietam, where they met heavy losses on July 17, 1862. In the far corner here, there's a gentleman buried named Sergeant Lloyd of the 33rd New Jersey. His grandson, Harold Lloyd, is a longtime teacher here in town. My daughter has a relative buried over there, Elias Hankins. He was in the 28th New Jersey. Right here with the flag, a gentleman by the name of Alexander Brown. Alexander Brown was a teamster in the 29th New Jersey. I think all told, there are 95 Civil War veterans interred here at the property. There's a headstone right here for the Brown family. Warren Brown is the owner of my house when it was built in the 1840s, and as Greg can attest to, he's been over to my house, and we've had a few hot spots come up in the ghost radar referring to that. It's a great place to visit, and I encourage all of you to come. The Matawan Historical Society does run ghost tours here, usually in June or July. Posted on our website for what the actual dates are. Also, in town here, we have the Burroughs Mansion, which is a Revolutionary War skirmish site. The Burroughs Mansion, Mrs. Burroughs was killed in the skirmish by British soldiers looking for her husband. Her husband had escaped out the road cellar door and was halfway across the Matawan Creek when the British came into the household. She was trying to protect the household and ended up being wounded and dying subsequently in the process. That's about all for now. Thanks for visiting.